Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. So today we have a new patron to give a shout out to. So thank you a lot to Max for supporting us. We really appreciate that. And as always, thank you to Lurks, our feral venator of Survein, to Travis, who does our transcripts, and to Kevin, who is helping us with our promo videos. Thank you to all of you.
Get on your knees, my little blowfish. Or was it pufferfish? In the magical lesbian love shack, who can really tell? And as you might know, we are on that episode, the one that needs no introduction, the one that stole our hearts, the one that made us wish with all of our might that we had a magical dildo too. Join us on the Queers of Time as we talk about episode 6 of season 1 of Amazon's The Wheel of Time.
Oh, fuck.
Give it up for magical dildos, everyone.
I zoned out at the first sentence.
See, they could have gone with blowfish because it's technically there's actually a fish, and it would have been, the double entendre would have been perfect for the scene. But no, they went with pufferfish. But whatever.
Pufferfish is cute.
They're very cute. Was there blowing involved, do you think? I don't understand.
No, blowfish is the same thing.
Is a pufferfish not real?
It is.
It is real. They're the same thing.
Well, then what are you talking about?
On your knees and blow job.
But there was no blowing in there. What blowjob?
Not on screen. Did y'all not see someone get on her knees?
That's called eating pussy.
I thought it was called a blowjob.
That's not a blowjob.
Do you think you blow into the pussy?
No. You don't blow on the dick either.
Do you think we inflate pussies? What are you talking about?
I thought it was called a blowjob no matter who you were going down on.
No. Blowjob is just... That's just a penis act.
It's so good.
Well, it doesn't make sense because you're not blowing on it.
You can't blowjob a vagina, Matt.
Well, I'm sure Moraine could if she wanted to because she's Moraine Damodred. So...
You know what? You're right. If Moraine put her mind to... I like that Camille took off their headphones and was like, I can't.
I'm just saying, I can't be the only person on Earth who thought this.
Uh-huh.
There has to be somebody else.
I really hope you are, actually.
There has to be somebody else out there.
Everyone in the comments, let us know. Let us know who else thought. Anyway.
How do you think the vagina works?
Well, first...
No, we don't have time for that. We
We can't get into this.
So when the stork is ready to bring the baby...
And does what to the vagina? What is happening?
Why do you think they have such long beaks?
Oh!
They deliver the baby.
Oh! God, a stork in the vagina.
Gosh, I hate all of you.
Oh my God.
I hate all of you.
Look, I had sex ed in Louisiana, so don't blame me. Blame Republicans, okay?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's fair. You know what? That's a fair point.
Anyway, can we start with our favorite moment of episode 6?
I do have to say, this has to stay in the episode. This has to stay.
I need a palate cleanser of some kind.
Yes, this is gonna stay. I am gonna die while doing the post-production of this episode.
Yep. And I will die while doing the transcript. Yeah.
Especially since I did not listen to half of what was happening regularly. I was trying again. I was like, nope.
Can't do it.
Nope. Okay. Anyway, favorite moments. Who wants to get us started? I can start because I'm talking a bit about the cold open.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess I love the cold open. I know that whenever people are ranking like cold opens for the whole season, they tend to put that one pretty low. And I'm like, it's a cool one. Like, we get to see some tear. Swan, as a kid, is adorable. I love her father, especially like he plays in Wire Nuns, and I'm like, I know you.
I know who you are.
And like the goodbyes between Swan and her father are incredibly moving. And I love that they get called back later in the episode. And also we get to see some disability in fantasy, which is pretty rare, and it's not like in a mocking way. It just
Yeah, I agree. It's a good piece of, it's like a little bit of world building that they didn't have to do, but they put it in, and it like later on when we eventually get to, is this a spoiler to mention to you? Future locations?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
As long as you don't give any details, like
Yeah.
I'm assuming at some point we'll get to Tyr.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Tyr at some point.
Yeah.
We know, we have a kind of idea. Like, we have a sort of idea of what it kind of looks like. We have an idea of
The culture.
yeah. We have an idea of the culture. Yeah, exactly. With Swan's tattoos and everything, and yeah,
So they don't like Aes Sedai or people channeling.
people who channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
And it was interesting to see another cultures that actually don't like channeling, that is not the White Cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far we've seen, people doubting Aes Sedai, not being comfortable with them, but not downright like burning the house of someone who is suspected of being able to channel.
exactly.
Literally like burning down their house.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little extreme.
That's a little much. It's a little,
No, I do love the cold open. I was very happy that Swan got a cold open. Because she only features in this episode, so I think having her have as much screen time as she did and as much story as she did, and the way they harken back to later in the episode with Maureen and Swan and stuff, I think it bookended really, really well.
Yeah.
I hated.
Oh, well then.
You hated the cold open?
I hated the cold open because it made me feel so many emotions thinking of the end of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I understand. It's an attack. Yeah.
It's an attack on my emotional well-being.
Yeah.
The whole episode was an attack on my emotional well-being, actually, which is why it's
fair.
It is joking, everybody. It is my least favorite episode because it attacks my emotions so viscerally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think this episode is just like sheer perfection in terms of the season and how much depth it gives us into Maureen's character. Because she is the main character, and this was her episode.
Yeah.
Episode 4 was Nynaeve's, episode 5 was Egwene's, this is Moiraine's.
100%. And two, it shows that, because I think the only two main Edmondsfield 5 or whatever characters that have really gotten featured in a cold open are Logain and Swan. And so it shows also to non-book fans that hey, this is an important character. This is someone you should pay attention to, which was cool too.
We also got the White Cloak.
Yes.
But yeah, I get your point.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. How could I forget about the White Cloaks?
It shows that Swan is an important character. Despite only showing up for one episode, we can expect to see her again. And
yeah.
Yeah, and we know we see her again, so...
Yes, for sure.
I think it is... I will... Okay, so... Speaking of Swan, I will jump into one of my favorite moments, which I didn't want to cop out like I see Kat did and be like, everything.
I put actual points after.
You did. But specifically, it was Swan's rant in the tower, or in the hall, where she delivers this Shakespearean speech to Moiraine about how her noble blood breeds contempt for those that she considers beneath her. And she loses her grip on reality and sanity a little bit, which is a change, which we'll kind of get to a little bit because she was always very composed. But it was amazing to watch. This is why you hire stage actors.
Oh, yeah.
For anything on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Because a screen actor could not have done that.
No.
Hey, can I remind you why I'm not going to be there next week?
Oh,
I'm going to see her in Medea.
I forgot about that. And I'm so jealous of you.
Who were you seeing?
Sophia Cornedo.
Oh, cool. I liked her a lot in Death on the Nile.
She was good.
I liked her a lot in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Where was she in Doctor Who?
She was the Queen Elizabeth.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember that.
She was Queen Elizabeth in the Space Whale episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Matt Smith.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, that's what I don't remember because the Matt Smith era just goes over my head because it's boring.
Wow.
That's okay.
And we just lost half of our our listenership from that.
Shots fired. Okay.
I mean, if they're still there after all this episode started.
That's true.
After this, they're in it for the long haul.
That's what they live for.
Mhm.
They're fine.
Bunch of horny little gremlins, nasty, filthy creatures. They live for this shit.
But yeah, no, that speech specifically was just
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. The energy she brings to it, and like, it's, oh my God. Like, I mean, if I didn't know better, I would have been like, she hates Moraine. She despises her.
She wants her to die.
Yes. Like, she's like, it's so believable. Like, oh my God. Once again, Sophie Okonedo.
So I made a friend watch the show last week. And when we reached the moment where like Swan and Moraine are in the fish hut, like she literally was like very surprised. She shouted no for like 3 minutes, something like that. and it took her some time to actually be fine with that, because she was like, that woman is a bitch and Moraine likes her. What the fuck?
I love that. Where like she's like, wait a second. She was just so mean. So wait, so she thought like Swan was just being so mean to her, and then she was like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that though, because it means that the writing, like, they did a good job. They did a very believable job at like misleading people, and then the fuck cut happens. So I did put I said everything because I genuinely feel like everything was great, but specifically, the on your knees parallel. Oh my God. The first time when it happened, I remember watching it and being like, is this real life? Is this happening?
Are you having like an out of body experience?
Am I having an autobot? Like what is happening right now? It was just so good. And then finding out later that Miss Chaotic Rosamund Pike herself improvised that line, and just like it's so good. And like this, I don't think that like what we saw on screen was the first take, but like that smirk that Sophie Okonedo gets after Moraine says that, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. I love a good parallel, and that was an excellent one.
Yeah.
I kind of cannot believe that in the writer rooms they didn't think about like
Right?
having that callback, because that's such a good one.
It's so good.
I feel like they didn't dare for it.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe.
Pike was there. Nope, we're gonna do that.
Yeah. We count on Rosamund Pike to do the chaotic thing and just go full stream ahead.
Yeah.
I can go next because my favorite moments are not. I figured that the lesbian love shack would be the biggest focus. So my favorite moments are not all that.
Okay.
So I loved the quiet moments between Moraine and Rand this season, because it's one of my favorite relationships in the books. No spoilers, but they have one of my favorite relationships, and I feel like we need that established as quickly as possible in the first season, at least like the seeds of it. And I liked how Rand thanked Moraine for helping Matt, despite Rand's best efforts to stop her from doing the right thing.
Bless his heart.
The little dumbass.
I will say, Rand pulling the sword, I was literally just like,
Incredible.
You really think?
you are so dumb.
And Lan is just like, he's not even fazed by it. He's just like, are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He is annoyed. He said, who
is this?
the fuck do you think you
I
are?
don't even think he registered that much.
And who the fuck do you think I am?
Yeah.
I think it was more like, oh god, this little shit.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
It's the same look that he had when in the last episode Nynaeve was like, well, if I'm as powerful as you say I am, Aes Sedai, then it is you who should be afraid of me.
Mm-hmm.
And Lan's just like, look, girl, I love you, but you a dumb bitch right now.
He's like, okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I think Moraine and Lan possess like 90% of the brain cells in Randland.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
And I think Swan possesses the last 10%.
Yeah, the last 10% is Swan. Yeah, that's accurate.
Moraine and Suan share
They share it around, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And speaking of Lan, another favorite moment was him telling Moraine to give her my love. It was so sweet. He's such a good little fruit fly. or whatever the...
He's a good little fruit fly.
Whatever the...
What is the equivalent of a heterosexual man who hangs around lesbians? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Male version...
There has to be a name for it, right?
Fag hag.
I know that fag stag is...
A fag stag.
Yeah. It's...
God. There has to be a better one.
I knew that was the equivalent of a straight man who has a lot of gay men friends, but I didn't know that it applied to lesbians too. I don't know.
Interesting.
I like fag stag.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. It'll do.
But not everyone can say it, though.
Well, it's our word, not yours.
Just say, a fruit fly. Fruit fly is gender neutral.
Fruit fly? Okay. Fruit fly. That was very sweet. I agree that, like, Lan is very much saying, like, this is risky. This is probably a bad idea, but also go get some. Have fun.
Yeah.
Go get some.
Go get you some puss.
Go get you some puss.
I mean, Lana's probably the only person that knows.
I think he's literally the only person who knows.
And I don't even think it's voluntary on Maureen's part. Like, I think if the Bond didn't, let him know, she wouldn't have told him.
If she could keep this from Lan, I think she absolutely would.
It would be one thing that she would, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the more people who know, the more in danger they are. And the other person that she cares about most in this world, other than Swan, is Lan. And that would be her way of protecting him, but the Bond is there, so.
I just want to know how Lan found out about that. There's a few fanfic where they talk about how did Lan figure it out and what was the discussion between Lan and Maureen. And I don't know, I think it's sweet.
Yeah, it is very sweet.
Yeah, I just assumed it was something through the Bond because the Bond is very heightened in the show compared to the book. So, I assumed it was just I bonded her and eventually they fucked.
Yeah.
And even through the mask of the Bond, it was...
obvious.
Yeah. Or maybe he just sensed it when he sees her or when Moraine sees Suan.
Because she can, put on her sort of stoic mask, but she can't completely get rid of her feelings on the inside. And so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that when we had the first meeting of the tower, the hall, or whatever the fuck it's called, wherever Lan was, he was probably just doing his own Lan thing, and then all of a sudden he's like, wow, that's a lot of horny in the Bond right now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He had to go fuck a pillow.
He had to go fuck a pillow or something.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Because Rand wasn't there. I'm sorry. Seeing Lan wrestle Rand onto the bed did shipping things to my brain, so...
Did it do things to you?
I mean, it looked,
It did shipping things to my brain, so...
Okay.
I do really enjoy... one of my other favorite things, which is very general, it's just seeing a different side of Moraine. And I feel like we've kind of talked about this a little, tiny bit, but who she is when she's around Swan privately is just so authentic and so precious. And just, the facial expressions that Rosamund Pike gave during the entire episode when she was around Swan, just amazing.
Yeah.
You could tell she was terrified in the very beginning of being before the Amerlin seat, and it might have been a state that she worked herself towards because she had to.
Yeah.
Because otherwise she would just be smiling and munching on the puss. But
munching.
I'm sorry, inflating the pussy. But I think it's just really, and just the tenderness between them and the smile and the casual little flirting and one-liners that they have, they've literally been in a relationship for 50 years.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Not 50, 20.
20?
20 years.
50 is their age, so maybe.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly 25, something like that.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just, and it kind of blends into my third part, which was another Shakespearean line from Sophie Okonedo, about how when she's talking to Nynaeve and Egwene about how she knows what it's like to feel like they deserve something different and how they could just be bits in a pattern and love the people that they love and grow old with them and not be anybody of consequence, and how she looks at Moraine and it's just beautiful. It's
beautiful and heartbreaking. It's so sad.
We're talking a lot about Miss Shakespeare tonight.
Yeah, Miss Shakespeare. Okay.
I mean, it's just what else what else could I like call it? It's just
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
poetry.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, their love story really feel like that because they are separated by their mission and their duty,
Mm-hmm.
and still they've been loving each other for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the distance, despite the difficulties of it all, they still care a lot about each other. And they still hope that at some point they'll get to be with each other again. Even if like they talk about in this life or the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like this line is used quite a few times in the show, but I really feel like between the two of them, it's really when it breaks my heart.
Yeah. It's like they've already, like I think they hopefully say, and like Swan has this line where she was like, I thought we'd have more time. And obviously we have the in this life or the next. And I think they hopefully think that they'll get time together at the end of all of this in this life. But I think they've both resigned themselves to the fact that that's probably not going to happen. It might not happen.
Yeah.
And they're already in that space. And so they're just like, it's...
I actually see a lot of War and Peace in this episode with Sophie Okonedo talking. It's like, yeah, it's very Shakespearean, but it also reminds me of the quote from War and Peace that kings are the slaves of history. Like this idea that the more powerful you are, the less free will you have, and that history is a conglomeration of billions of moving pieces that you have no control over, and it basically pushes you in whichever direction that it will. So that makes me think of Moraine and Swan and how they have no free will in this world, because the wheel there is no free will, it's just the wheel's will.
Yeah, there is no free will. Yeah.
It's the wheel. Yeah, it's literally the wheel.
It's the wheel's wills, your free will.
The wheel wills as the wheel wills.
Yeah, and we got that line later in this episode, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, very, very good.
To kind of go back to a point that James was mentioning about this different facet of Moraine that we get to see, that's something that I really liked about this episode, that it was 100% from Moraine's POV. Because, like, the first half of the season, well, Moraine is sketchy as fuck. And I'm a Moraine apologist, but I can admit that for non-reader, she's suspicious.
Oh, she's shady.
She's shady as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really nice after all of that mystery to finally get into her head, especially after the number of time where everyone is wondering what the hell is her goal, whether like the five of the two rivers are asking themselves that, but also like the other I said, I don't know what the fuck is her deal. And now we finally get to see some of that and to see the world through her eyes. And I think it was great to have an episode that is really just about her. And I really love that about episode 6. And also she has so many great one-liner in this episode. Like,
so good.
I am still amazed by the if wisdom is a title you claim, you better start using some. I suggest you better start using some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best one-liners in the season.
I would agree with that. And like
the burn.
I mean, I am a Nynaeve stan. Nynaeve can do no wrong. I am a Nynaeve apologist. But that moment, I was like, I mean, what can I say? She's correct.
Right.
When she's right, she's right. What am I going to say?
She won. She won that one.
She won.
It wasn't even, like...
Not even close.
There was literally nothing Nynaeve could say, and she knew that, and she just sat there and took it.
That was the perfection of that, because Nynaeve knew that Moraine was right, which is, I'm sure for Nynaeve, that's the worst part. It's not so much what Moraine said, it's that she was right.
Moraine was right, yeah.
Which is perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, and also that other sentence, Swan Sanche waits for only one woman, and it's not you.
Oh, yeah.
So cocky.
Listen.
So good.
Yeah, that was post-coital swagger.
Listen, when you have really good sex, what?
After you get your pussy inflated.
After you get your pussy inflated, after you get your pussy good and inflated, your swag, you feel like you can conquer the world. It is, and I love seeing Moraine like that. I was going to say, I hope we get to see more of it. I doubt that we will. I think it's only downhill from here. But, you know.
Yeah, I don't think Maureen's going to get her pussy inflated for a while.
No, I think it's going to be a little bit.
Every time you guys say pussy inflated, I'm like, I want to shut down my brain.
Matt is glaring at us right now.
Oh, Kat, I just noticed that one of your next points is about how someone gets all puffed up.
Yeah, we're talking about puffing again.
Like inflation.
Yeah. Like inflation.
So I Googled blowjobs women thinking that it would answer my question.
Oh, Matthew.
And you got some lesbian porn?
I don't know what you thought.
Or you got some women sucking some dicks?
What did you think would happen?
I have forgot. I didn't go on images. Obviously, because...
Okay.
Blowjobs for women.
I hope you didn't care about your internet search.
Look, I'm a writer. My internet search is already fucked.
Okay, let's go with your next point, Kat.
Yes, my next point. When, oh my god, I'm blanking on everyone's name.
Egwene.
Egwene and Nynaeve are in Swan's office. And Swan is talking about, we found the strongest channeler in 1,000 years. The way that Egwene, visibly, just puffs herself up, stands straighter, straightens her clothes, and then, the devastating blow of learning that it's Nynaeve, in fact, that Swan is talking about, and she just visibly deflates. Again, we're talking about inflating and deflating.
Kat, I expected better. You are the one that I would not expect to bully me so viciously.
I'm sorry. It was just so good, Matt. I do it with the most love in my heart.
Yeah, I'll give you love and heart.
I will say, Egwene in that, she redeemed herself a little bit because after her speech where she was like, what any of you want is meaningless. The only thing that matters is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing Egwene says is, so what do we need to do? Egwene's like, okay, cool. So I'm not the strongest channeler in this room.
Yeah.
But what do you need? I got this.
Yeah, which I love.
Her ego doesn't play here.
No.
She's a bit disappointed, but she's not offended to the point that she's not going to do what needs to be done.
Right. And it's like, if it was going to be one person that was incredibly stronger than her,
mm-hmm.
she knows it's going to be Nynaeve, and she's not going to begrudge her that.
No, and that's the thing. It's that scene. It just I feel like they got everyone's characterizations down, specifically Egwene and Nynaeve's characterizations down really, really well. Where Egwene comes in and just is really eager and ready to go, and Nynaeve is like, I don't want to be here. I just want to go home. And I was going to say a spoiler. Never mind. I will leave it till later. I will bookmark that.
I mean, regardless, Egwene is still more powerful than Moiraine and Siuan, so,
yeah.
They should still, well, I mean, in the book she is. Sorry, that's a book spoiler, but whatever. It's a minor spoiler.
It's a minor spoiler.
We kind of already guessed that because Moiraine does mention in episode 4 that Egwene may be stronger than Logain, which already gives us an idea that Egwene is very strong.
Right.
Because Moiraine is afraid of Logain, and she doesn't know whether Logain is more powerful or not than Egwene.
Exactly. Yeah. Lots of powerful ladies.
Which, interestingly, is not true in the books, but whatever.
Well, whatever. Anyway.
Foreshadowing. There's very little because we're almost done with the show.
Wait. There's one other moment, and it's very small.
Well, you didn't put it in the doc? Oh, yes, you did.
Oh. The slander? Anyway, when the way that Moiraine says, you stupid boy, she's just that is a woman who is just at the end of her rope. She is at the end of her fucking rope, and she has had it. She has had it with these children. You stupid boy.
She said, you dumb motherfucker. If they were allowed to say, you dumb motherfucker,
yep.
Moiraine would have said it.
Absolutely, she would have.
I'm sure there is a take of, I almost said Moiraine Pike, Rosamund Pike.
I mean.
Moiraine Pike.
Yeah.
Where she's like, you stupid little shit. And Rafe is like, we can't quite do that.
Yeah, because that was the energy she said it with. So good.
Oh, it was absolutely, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
She is done. I will say during that scene, I loved the entire sequence because it was the darkness of Shadar Logoth trying to go into her mouth, and she just kept her mouth closed, and then she put it back in the dagger, and she was like, look, you may have gotten this dumb motherfucker, but you ain't getting me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. Nope.
It's actually pronounced shaitan, so
I'm sorry. Not today, Shaitan.
put that in your little pocketbook.
Oh, that'd be a good t-shirt.
Yeah, it would be a good t-shirt.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree. Not today, Shaitan.
When I get our merch line going.
There you go.
Episode title.
Oh, no. Our episode title is going to be something about inflating pussies. Yes, it will.
No.
Sorry, you don't get a vote.
You stupid cunt.
Spicy.
I kind of don't want to have the inflated pussy as a title.
See, Camille is now my ally.
See, now the title is going to be, I don't think we should make inflated pussies the title. It's going to be meta as fuck.
Yep, it is.
And Camille gets an episode title, and they need one.
Amazing.
Everyone wins. Oh my god.
Okay, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. I'm just gonna go because someone needs to be serious on this podcast. So
Someone,
please, God.
Rand. I'm pretty sure that Moraine knows at this point that Rand is the dragon because first Rand seeing the darkness. Like I'm not sure if everyone can see the darkness when it flowed from her, or if that was just a hint at his dragon powers. But either way, when Rand says at the end, "But you don't know who the dragon is," and Moraine just looks at him, she's like, "So anyways, we're about to go through the ways." She just changes the subject.
She said, "Yeah, I don't know."
Queen of deflecting. We got to give it up.
Oh, she was so good this episode.
She did not even acknowledge it.
She was like, when she doesn't want to answer a question, Moraine will just not answer it.
I have it on good authority they're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
I have people looking for them. I just came from their house and I just saw them, but I have people still looking for them, so technically it's true.
It's true. Oh my god, I love her so much. Jesus. Oh, anyway.
She's amazing.
What was the other? I couldn't think of anything specific for foreshadowing.
I mean, for me, I think it was the bit about the swearing of the oaths between Suan and Moraine and how it kind of relates to Min's vision in the future about how she's going to be her downfall.
Okay.
And I think it's definitely going to come up in later seasons, but that was one of the first things I thought of was just how they made it between those two, and then the Amerlin seat is going to be your downfall, or she's going to be your downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it...
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing, which was Ishamael infiltrating Suan's dreams, which is...
concerning.
Yeah, I mean, it's never, like, said outright that that's what's happening, but that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can tell that it was a plan by the Dark One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because everything that Suan was saying about how the Dark One is weak,
Mm-hmm.
but still growing stronger, but weak, I'm like, and how it's the Dark One's prison, like, Ishamael is not stupid. Ishamael is the smartest, most cunning person in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he got what he wanted to get.
He did. He absolutely. And the fact that not just that, he knew to go into Swan's dreams because he knew that she would relay the news to Moraine, who would follow, like, would believe her because, of course, Swan, like, you know, it's, and so he knows about their, I mean.
I assume that he was doing it to, like, every leader that he could find.
Okay. That would make sense too.
Probably.
Like, casting a wide net
Yeah.
of, like, influential people, but...
Yeah, that would make sense.
And also, like, since there's this thing about Swan maybe being a dreamer, maybe also he on purpose, like, attacked, it's not really an attack, but talked, like, infiltrated people who have some affinity with the dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, yeah, for sure.
I would be super down for that if they gave because, oh, that's a book thing. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I didn't have a lot of foreshadowing either because, yeah, we're reaching towards the end of the season. I did enjoy that, you know, we get this discussion between Rand and Moraine, like, and them getting a bit closer together. I think it was nice to have that started here, considering that they're gonna go to the Blight and have their own adventures there.
Yeah.
They're very not fun adventures.
Yeah, on this.
So, change is scary?
Yeah.
And so is the drama. The drama.
Oh boy, the drama.
Oh, I didn't see the note here where we're only allowed to do 3 per person. Sorry.
It's been like that since episode 1, but okay. Um, anyways, I only have one.
But it's fine. It's okay.
I figured y'all would have lots. I would just say the lesbian Shake Shack drama was just absolute. Oh, now I'm craving burgers from Shake Shack. Oh, that's so good.
Shake Shack is coming to Canada.
Oh, it is? Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited for it.
I never got to Shake Shack.
I've never heard of Shake Shack.
Well, you live out in the weirdo Outport West area.
Right, in the quinoa vegan nation.
Yes, they don't have meat where James lives.
Yeah, no.
Just quinoa and tofu fish.
Tofu fish?
Actually, I love tofu. Ooh, I could go for some tofu right now.
Speaking of fish, the lesbian Shake Shack during Real.
Get over it. Like, get the fuck over it. It is what it is. The lesbians deserve this.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what they were mad about. Are they mad about the fact that something like that exists because it doesn't really exist in the world? Are they mad because of lesbians and they're homophobic?
Both.
Are they just stupid little trolls that have nothing better to worry about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Why not all three?
I heard two main things, like Swan and Moraine's relationship. So many people were like, oh, they never had a relationship. And I'm like, freaking read Newspring.
My God, they did.
Some people are also concerned about their future relationships. Those future relationships can die. And also, like, I don't get the issue about the triangle because
It's also silly.
because there's a bunch of weird triangle in this world, and like literally, we have triangles that are doorways.
Yeah. It's people focusing on it. It was so silly and to me very transparent. Like this is not something to get upset about.
These neckbeard bros think that lesbians only exist to serve their pornographic fantasies.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
There were a few other changes that I noted because I just noted them. The Emerald Stole being like, people were mad about that. And to be honest, I don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's like so many people. It's like this whole thing about
It doesn't matter.
It's such a small thing. It's
polarizing.
Costume.
yeah.
It's like not everything has to be a super like or a super hate.
No.
Right. Like, I don't care for it.
Mm-hmm.
End of sentence. Move on with my life.
I would have liked it to be a little bit more colorful. Like the colors, for the colors to pop a little bit more. The design of it, I thought personally was beautiful. I liked the design of it well enough.
I think it was the fact that it was just so muted and it looked like it was like projected on there.
Right. Yeah. It was pastels. Like it was.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not mad about it at all.
The other thing, women not being able to sense that other women can channel, that's a big change.
Mm-hmm.
And people were slightly mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it adds more to the mystery. It amps up everything.
Yeah.
If you literally don't know who can fuck you over
Yeah.
or who can like weave something unless they're actively doing it, that's big.
Yeah. I agree.
It's going to be very interesting in future season because there's a few times in the books where it's like, is it really that surprising that this person is this person, considering that if you had paid attention, you could have noticed something?
Mm-hmm.
So at least we remove those. I think this change is smart because it allows them, it gives them less opportunity for mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like two people being in the same room and not noticing who can channel.
Yeah.
Right.
You remove that.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it. Like I actually kind of, I like it. I agree. I think it adds to like the tension, I think, especially later on. It's going to really add to the tension of things. So
yeah.
And then the other thing that they changed that was kind of worldy was the various Dragon Reborn myths, because in the books, this isn't really a spoiler, you have just these are the facts, like the dragon is reborn as one person.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's watered down, like diluted. People don't know exactly what's going to happen. Things have been translated.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they're talking about like real world things and how things get lost in translation.
How about that?
And maybe people should realize that.
Yeah.
People acting as if it's like this huge thing when like
The gospel, true?
would you let me speak? I was gonna say that. You took my point from me.
Oh no.
I was gonna say the gospel has 4 versions of it. You took that from me. That's what happens when you don't let Matt talk. You take points from him.
No, what happens when we do let Matt talk is he thinks that we inflate pussies with our mouths.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, I was going to make a salient point about the Gospels and being translated. There's 4 Gospels, and there's different translations of those 4 Gospels, and there's different denominations of Christians who cannot agree on the nature of Christ. So if you and all these so-called Christian people who are like, oh yeah, it's the will of time, it's only one prophecy, you can't change it. Like, your own religion is literally,
oh my God,
one permutation out of hundreds.
And homosexual was not in the Bible until 90s, 50s. So, I mean...
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
King James Version. I could go on a rant about the word in Attic Greek, but I won't, because that's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Homosexuality is not in the Bible, y'all. Well, at least
it's not.
Consenting adult same-sex relationships are not.
Exactly.
Right.
It is not in the Bible.
People were mad at boobs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were some tits in this episode.
Which is hilarious. I did not notice the boobs at first.
I didn't either. I said, yeah, they're in a bath.
Yeah, they're in a bath.
Okay.
And? Yeah.
I didn't notice titties. I noticed Perrin's titties.
I know you did. Them big old titties.
Tig old bitties.
Tig old bitties.
He had them big smush smush.
Okay. So boobs. And what other thing people were mad about, James, since you're...
Oh, I wasn't mad. I mean, the Eye of the World being the Dark One's prison, that was a change.
Yeah.
But also very smart of Ishmael.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it was now, like, we know it's a lie. So.
Yeah. I think, a lot of the issues that, like, a lot of the time, people get mad about something that the show say because they assume it's like the truth.
Exactly.
And it's like, have you read The Wheel of Time? How many times are we like mistaken and betrayed by something? Don't take everything the characters are saying as matter of fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even in the books, the things they say are shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're
saying all kinds of shit.
It's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Which I like that we have that. Like, we have multiple unreliable, like, not narrators really, but, unreliable perspectives that we're dealing with on screen, which is exciting. That's good. It's
good, yeah. Another tiny thing that people were mad about was like the way gate being open through the one power and not with a Navandasora leaf. And I'm like, again, that was... People were big mad after episode 6. In episode 7, what do we find out? The leaf still exists. Well, we don't see it in episode 7. We see it in episode 7 stills. Because we see Pad and Fane with one. So, which means we don't know yet all of the mechanics of the Waygates, which means leaves the show some goddamn time to set up its world.
I mean, remember when everyone was pissed off about, like, them not filming in Winter Night, the scene in the forest? It's that.
Yes.
You don't know yet.
It's such a comparatively small thing. And that's the thing. We don't know. Like, we are, like, so close to we've barely scratched the surface of, like, getting into the world of Wheel of Time. And they have to take their time. They can't just start introducing all of these, like, in-depth, like, world building bits and pieces and lore, because people that haven't read the books will get lost. It's gonna, yeah.
I have the same issue with like any complaints about the one power and side out and side in. And I'm like, what do you want? Do you want like each episode to give a goddamn academic lesson of all the details of the world? Or do you want people to progressively discover this world that you've spent 14 books, 15 books and decades learning about?
Yeah, exactly. Like, shit, give them time. give the writers time to get into this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Another thing that I find very interesting is just Moraine being exiled for the White Tower. She gave a very interesting oath. I am super curious, so what's that gonna lead to? And I don't mind that she's being exiled from the White Tower because she basically never go to Tarban anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I mean, I can't think about that scene because of my emotions, but like the one question I have about it is like how, like, I know that hall is acoustically well tuned. How the hell do all those other Aes Sedai not know what Moraine is saying on the Oath Rod? I don't. I'm willing to suspend disbelief because it's a poignant moment. But how did no one else hear that?
Yeah, exactly.
How?
I'm curious whether it's going to be mentioned later on or not.
Yeah, maybe people did hear, and for the moment they saw fit not to say anything or call attention to it. Who knows? That would be interesting to find out, that there were people who actually heard. Can you imagine if Leandrin heard?
Yeah, well, she wasn't in the hall, no.
She wasn't, that's right, she wasn't in the hall.
But Megan, however you pronounce her name, she was probably like, they were fucking.
Yeah?
She was probably like, yep, they're fucking.
I mean, I think it was meant to be a whisper that we hear, but they couldn't whisper it because...
That's not good TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do have to have a good balance of your sound. Otherwise, people are not going to be able to hear what's happening. I do notice that Moraine talks a lot louder towards the end of her speech, like after she says, like, Swan Sunshade out of the river. So, which is supposed to mean, I guess, that there's a change of
volume.
But then we see whether it has any impact of the rest of the show or not.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of those like change and kind of things that we won't be able to evaluate until the show is over.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. So there are some things we are just going to have to wait for. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with waiting. Only other thing that I had was, I think there were some people who were disappointed that we didn't get Camelin in season 1, because it is a fairly significant location that they travel to in the books, and the reunion happens in Camelin, right?
Yeah.
And there were people who were disappointed that we didn't get sort of that moment. I personally think this works better, and I'm okay with not going to Camelin until a little bit later. I don't think Camelin is it's not essential to introduce right now.
Yeah.
And it's just not, I think it would have been too much. It would have been way too many locations that they're having to introduce and give a little bit of history on and whatnot. It would have been too much. And I really like the reunion that we got. It was very short-lived because then we had...
Because Barney sucks. I think it's actually better that we didn't go to Camelin because it put off us having to see Elaine and Gowan, and Lord knows we don't need to see them.
Well, you can't introduce that many characters. You just can't.
It's too many. It would have been too much because...
Yeah.
It's already almost too many.
Yeah, exactly. Because it wouldn't have made sense for them to go... they could have gone to Camelin and then chose not to introduce Elaine and Galad but that would have made no sense. I appreciate that they were like, no, you know what? We're going to leave Camelin till season 2. That's when we'll introduce Elaine and all of them. It will be fine. And you know what? It was fine.
And we don't have to introduce Elaine.
They don't have to introduce Elaine at all?
No, or Gowan.
They kind of do.
We could just cut that out.
I don't think we can. I don't know about that.
Replace Elaine with Asmodeus. And they're Rand's goddess harem.
Did I ever tell you that my first name online was actually based on Elaine?
Was it?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Eliane. It's mostly because I didn't remember how to spell Elaine, and I was like 14.
I love it. Aw. That's awesome.
It's cute.
That's so cute.
All right, so now we can move on to general comments, which is where there will be book spoilers.
Spoilers.
We're free.
We're free from our restrictions. Oh my God. Thank God.
Okay, who wants to start? Can we just start, go right into it with the Moraine and Swan's house?
Because, the house? The fuck hut? Are you talking about the oaths?
The oaths. Sorry, my English is bad, I know.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, we should. I think we should, because this is going to come back in such a big way.
Yeah.
It's going to come back in such a big way. And I think it will be relevant for multiple, I think there will be multiple reasons that it will become relevant. All I want is Swan going to the Tower of Genji to rescue Moraine. And I feel like this is a very good setup for it.
Yeah, and even before that, I think there's going to be... the Oath is going to come back next season. I'm sure of it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know whether it's going to come back and bite them or save them. And I'm super excited to see that because it connects Swan and Moraine in a way that's, I don't know, it's we know it's going to have an important, we know it's going to be important in future season, which means we know those characters are going to stay connected. And my sapphic heart likes it very much.
Yeah, our sapphic hearts will stay intact.
Your sapphic hurts so bad.
Yeah, I heard sapphic hurt.
Sapphic heart.
My sapphic pain.
I think it'll be interesting because I think Elida might summon Moraine back to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And Moraine is going to be like, well, I can't.
I can't do that.
Can't.
Sorry, can't do it. And oop. Yeah, I think it will I feel like it might come back a couple of different times, like in different ways, because and I think in the moment, Moraine was very caught up in what she was, in the emotion of it all. And she may not have even completely realized the implication of her words. And she may not realize it until it becomes very relevant and then have an oh shit moment.
There's one point from James regarding Swan being deposed, and that just made me realize when you get stealed, some house breaks.
Right.
Will Moraine feel a nose breaking?
Yeah, I'm not sure as to how that's going to work because I don't...
Oh, no!
Nope, I'm not... I ain't taking part in this.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, no, Camille!
Huh.
Oh, no, that's a good point.
That's an interesting point, yeah. I'm curious as to how they're going to handle that.
So seeing Sophie Okonedo in this episode acting her ass off, and that scene specifically that you talked about, James, when like she's ranting in the hall. Imagine the scene with her getting deposed. Just think about it for a minute.
Right. I feel like I'm very curious as to how it's going to happen on screen. And I'm scared.
Yep, me too.
Matt, why are you angry typing?
Oh, nothing. I was looking at cat pictures and disassociating from this conversation because I can't do it.
I know, it's so many feelings.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah, Swan being deposed is just going to be, I hope she's only in one episode per season just because I don't think I can handle more than that. From a self-preservation standpoint, yes, I want more.
Yeah, I understand.
But I would be ruined.
I know.
What I'm going to say is that I really liked the way that they had Egwene and Rand go into the ways first because it was sort of a representation of their future in the series. Like, they're the ones who take the leap of faith first. Mm-hmm. And the others, while important, like, let them take the lead. And that sort of shows where the series dynamics are going to be going from here on out, which I thought was a really cool way of foreshadowing.
That is a cool way. I like that. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
What else? I think Tower of Genji was like my main one. That was, or like not specifically the tower, but the oaths in general, because it's such a words matter and words mean things, specifically when you are making oaths on a magical dildo. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah. One thing that I will say still related to Swan. I know Matt desperately tried to change the subject away from Swan, but I'm going to bring it back. So I love that scene with Swan, Egwene, and Nynaeve, and I'm very hoping that we'll get some mental relationship between Swan and Egwene in a few seasons. Like, I think the setup is perfect because there's like on the top of Swan was Yamyanin, Egwene is going to become the Yamyanin. So there's already a lot that Egwene can learn from Swan, but there's also this dreamer thing that's maybe happening, maybe going on for Swan and then Egwene. And I don't know, I think it's perfect for the two of them, and I'm honestly excited to see the two of them again in the same scene.
Yeah, I can't wait. I just remembered the thing that I bookmark for now specifically is I very much want to see Swan and Nynaeve get into an all-out brawl, like physical brawl, like they do in the books. I just think it would be just delicious and so good. And it's like, I mean, the tension is already there where like Swan is just like, okay, cool. Like, you're a child. It's fine. And Nynaeve is like, I will fuck you up.
I don't even remember them fighting.
They were fighting in what's it called?
On the way back from Tarvel, on the way back from...
Yeah,
it's not a brawl. It's fighting with a power.
Yeah, like Nynaeve lashes out and pins Suan to the wall.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. They were literally fighting in the dream, in the, what's it called?
Oh, in the dream.
Yeah.
In the Tel'aran'rhiod?
Yeah, they literally fought each other. How do you not remember this, James?
Oh.
Yeah.
James doesn't remember something, and it's not Matt this time?
They were full out, not just with the power. They were literally like fisticuffs, like fighting each other.
Fisticuffs.
And it's so funny.
I love that word so much.
It's a very good word. I can't remember what book it happens in. I feel like it's either 4 or 5.
It's Fires of Heaven, chapter 54.
There it is. Yeah. I was like, I know it's after definitely after Swan gets deposed.
Matt, do you have other comments?
So, this is going to get me some flack from the Wheel of Time community, but I just don't care. I just didn't miss Barney the rest of the season. And the way he left, I think they handled it the best because all season, Barney had been phoning it in with the acting, at least in my perspective. Ooh. Like, I don't care why I'm here. Like, the Matt Cawthon he was playing was, I don't care why I'm here. I'm just going to do my own thing. I don't care. And him leaving just felt in character with his version of Matt. And once again, I'm probably in the minority of this, but I'm glad that we have Donal Finn. Someone who seems like he has a little bit of energy to bring to the role because Matt Cawthon is a chaotic boy. And that was my comment on that. And then my other comment, I think I was wrong. I love how Nynaeve and Egwene are color-coded with the Ajas in the scene with Swan in the office because Nynaeve is in yellow, but doesn't Egwene join the green and not the blue? Because she was definitely in blue.
Egwene doesn't pick anything. Egwene says she would have picked green.
She would have picked green.
Yeah, I know she didn't officially join an Aja, but I was pretty sure it was green that she would have picked.
Yes, that is right.
If she hadn't become her own rock concert.
I think during a test to become accepted, I think. Was she green in that one?
Yes, because she had bonded Rand and...
That's right.
Something... Oh, I can't remember what.
I don't remember.
I just...
Or was she the Amerlin? Oh no, she was also the Amerlin.
No, she was the Amerlin, but she said she had been raised from the green.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, that makes sense.
I made the mistake, I guess, but I thought they were color coding the two women, which would have been nice. And they did color code Nynaeve, but
yeah,
Yeah. Also, thank God we got the Yellow Aja in this episode because right now, and I get that they have a limited episode count, but like right now they're suffering from Harry Potter syndrome where there's 3 houses. You're brave, you're smart, or you're evil.
Or you're miscellaneous.
Yeah.
So right now we have the brave greens, the smart blues, and the evil reds.
Yeah.
And there's the others. They just do things.
Now there's yellow. Yeah. I do like that Nynaeve has been in greens and yellows mostly in her clothes.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a clever bit of, I appreciate that.
I think the last note that I had was just a comment about Megan going west, and it's not going to go well for her.
No.
Mm-mm.
It is not going to go well for her.
I think, in fact, it will go very badly. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time we saw her, she was with the Seanchan.
The next time we see her is after Egwene is collared. Egwene wakes up in the Seanchan and sees Megan.
Oh, gosh.
That's when we're going to see her next.
Oof.
And it's going to make us all want to die.
Yep. Thanks, I hate it, but also I love it because, once again, this is a good show.
I cannot wait for season 2.
Oh, there's going to be so much good stuff.
Oh, you cannot wait for season 2, because Kat was laughing and Camille was saying something about not being able to wait for season 2, and I just heard, I want pussies in season 2.
I mean...
Ma'am.
Don't blame me, that's what Camille said. Or it's what I thought Camille said.
Matt, you need to stop with the pussy.
Ma'am.
I thought that's what you said. It was not my fault.
Yeah, but you could just have keep it in your head. You don't have to say all of your like weird thoughts.
All of the pussy fantasies?
No, I'm not the inflating one. It's those two that are talking about the inflating.
Okay, anyway.
Look, the inflation is very high right now in the economy. It's just...
Inflation is a problem.
It's a lot.
You have made that joke so many times, James. Find new material, girl.
You saying find new material when you're like, a purse falls out of her mouth every time she talks.
I haven't said that in a month.
Oh, 1 whole month.
It's been at least a month.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Queers of Time podcast. If you liked our show, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Queers of Time, as well as our Discord server. If you're able, we would love to have your support through Patreon. Patreon. We have a lot of nice benefits here, like the transcript for our Chaos doc for this episode and our regular doc, which is just inane ramblings, and I think they're fun. But also making a podcast is expensive, so, helps us cover the costs. Thank you so much for listening. Have a gay day.
Have a very be gay, do crimes.
There's one comment you didn't mention.
What?
You have one bullet point, which is 10 over 10, the best episode of the season, and you didn't even mention that.
There we go.
I mean, come on, James.
It is the best episode of the season.
I would agree with that.
It is. Like, I think episode 7 is up there, but this is definitely the best episode of the season because...
It's between 4 and 6 for me.
Oh, it's between this and 7 for me, definitely.
Okay.
I think 7... I think the thing that edges this one out a little bit is the fact that it's Moraine, and Moraine is my favorite character, so...
That's fair.
Can I be controversial and say that my favorite episode is between 6 and 5?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad you weren't here last week.
I love episode 5.
Episode 5, there are lots of things that I really love about episode 5. I agree.
It's the episode 5 is the episode that makes me go like, oh shit, this show is going deep.
It's going to hurt my feelings. Yeah, this show is going to hurt all my feelings. Every single one.
Yeah. Anyway,
subscribe to our OnlyFans. Bye.
No.
For inflating pussies.
Only shawls.
Subscribe to Only Shawls for inflating pussies.
Anyway, bye.
That wasn't me.
Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.